It is a hot night, and you are still awake. The room has not cooled down. You have been waiting for it to, waiting the way you wait for a kettle to go quiet, listening for some small sign that the air is finally giving up its heat, and it has not come. The walls are still warm. The ceiling is still warm. The air just above you hangs there, thick and unmoving, the way water hangs in a pond that no wind ever finds. You have turned the pillow over. You turned it over a while ago, looking for the cool side, and for a moment there was one. And then that side warmed too, the way it always does, until both sides are the same and there is nowhere left to turn. So you are lying here in the dark, on a night that will not drop, in a house that was built to hold the heat in rather than let it go, and sleep will not come. Let me say first plainly so you can set it down, this is not you failing at sleep. You have not done anything wrong. You are not broken, and you are not the only one lying awake tonight in a warm room, listening to your own breathing, wondering why the body that fell asleep so easily on a cool night suddenly cannot find its way down. There is a reason for that, and it is a physical one, and it is not your fault. A body does not fall asleep by deciding to. It falls asleep as it cools, as its core temperature begins quietly to drop, and a hot room fights that drop the whole night through. You are not struggling because you are doing it badly. You are struggling because the air itself is working against the thing your body is trying to do. That is all this is, and it can be helped. Maybe before you found your way here, you were searching in the dark with the screen dimmed all the way down, typing the kinds of things people type on a night like this. Too hot to sleep, how to sleep in the heat, can't sleep, heatwave, how to cool down a room at night, how to fall asleep when it's hot. If any of those were the words in your head, or something close to them, some tired half-sentence you tapped out with one thumb, then you are in the right place, and you can stop looking now. You do not have to find anything else tonight. You have found the thing. You can let the searching go. So let it go. Let the phone go dark, or already dark, off to the side where you cannot see it. There is nothing else out there tonight worth reaching for. Everything you need for the next while is right here in this room, in this bed, in the slow rise and fall of your own chest. You do not have to hold still. You do not have to lie in any particular way. If you need to move a leg out from under the sheet, move it. If you need to find a cooler edge of the mattress, find it. This is not a test, and there is no posture that earns sleep. There is only settling, the long, unhurried settling of a body that is finally allowed to stop fighting. And your breathing can slow now if it wants to, not forced. You do not have to breathe in any special count. Only, if it helps, let the out-breath be a little longer than the in-breath. Let the air leave slowly, the way heat leaves a stone after the sun has gone down, unhurried all the way out, and then let the next breath find its own way in gently, and out longer, slower, warmer air leaving you and drifting up toward the dark ceiling and away. There we are. Now before the long, cool drift that the rest of this is made of, let me give you a few real things. Small, plain, practical things about heat and the sleeping body, said softly so that you know them, and then we will set them down and not think hard about them again. You do not have to remember any of this. You do not have to do any of it tonight. It is just useful to understand what is happening, because a mind that understands why it is warm tends to stop straining against the warmth, and a body that stops straining cools more easily than one that lies there clenched, willing the temperature down. So the heart of it is that one quiet fact: you fall asleep as your core temperature drops. In the hour or two before sleep, on an ordinary night, the deep warmth at the center of you begins, very slightly, to fall, and your body reads that falling as the signal that it is time. Everything else that helps you sleep in the heat is really just helping that one small drop along. That is all any of it is for. Not to make you cold, never cold, only to let the center of you shed a little of its warmth, the way it is trying to do already. And there are places on the body where you can help it. The pulse points, the wrists, the sides of the neck, the ankles, the soft backs of the knees, the places where the blood runs close to the surface of the skin. Cool water on those places or a damp cloth laid gently for a little while can help more than you would think, because the blood passing just beneath the skin there carries the coolness inward and moves it around quietly to the rest of you. Cool, not icy. A cloth run under the tap and wrung out. The inside of a wrist, the side of the throat, the backs of the knees, where you never think to cool yourself and where it works surprisingly well. Many people find that a few minutes of that, before lying down, takes just enough edge off the heat to let the drop begin. And here is the one that sounds wrong until you understand it, the warm shower. On a hot night, the instinct is to stand under cold water, as cold as it will go, to shock the heat out of you. But a cold shower can quietly backfire. When the water is very cold, the body pulls its blood inward and closes the skin to protect itself, and it ends up holding its heat in rather than letting it go. A warm shower, not hot, only warm, does the opposite. It draws the blood out toward the surface of the skin, opens everything up, and then, when you step out and the water begins to dry from your skin, the body sheds that warmth into the air, and the center of you drifts downward a little in the minutes that follow. Warm water, then the slow cool of drying. That is the paradox of it, and it is a real one. The gentler path cools you more. And the air, if there is any coolness at all outside, and on most nights, however hot the day, the air out there does finally soften once the sun is fully gone. Then the thing that moves it through the house is cross-ventilation. Windows open on opposite sides, so that the night has a way in and a way out, and the cooler outside air can travel through the rooms and carry the trapped heat away with it as it goes. One window open on its own does far less than two windows facing each other across a space. And the other half of that, for the daytime, is the opposite. When the sun is high and the outside air is hotter than the inside, you keep it out. Curtains drawn, blinds down, windows shut against the heat, the house kept dim and closed like a cellar, so that when night finally comes, there is less warmth already stored inside to fight. Close it up by day, open it across by night. That is the whole rhythm of it. And on the bed itself, one thin sheet. Not bare skin, though bare skin feels like the cooler choice in the moment. A single light cotton sheet, loose over you, actually helps because it gives your sweat something to do its quiet work against. It lets the slow evaporation off your skin cool you the way it is meant to, instead of the sweat simply pooling and sitting. One thin layer, cotton or something like it, that breathes, light enough to forget it is there. That is often kinder than nothing at all. Now the honest part. You may have read somewhere that the ideal bedroom for sleep is somewhere around 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly 16 to 19 degrees Celsius. Cool, a little cooler than feels obvious, the temperature of a room that makes you want a sheet. And you already know, lying here, that on a night like this one, in a house with no air conditioning, that number is simply out of reach. I am not going to pretend otherwise. You are not going to get this room to 65 degrees tonight, and there is no trick in the world that will do it. So here is what to do instead. The small things, the cool cloth on the wrists, the warm shower and the slow dry, the windows open across the dark, the one thin sheet, and then past all of those, the letting go of the number entirely. Because the truth underneath all of it is that a body which stops fighting the heat cools more easily than a body that lies there straining against it. The straining itself makes heat, the frustration makes heat. The turning and the checking and the willing it to be cooler all keep you just warm enough to stay awake. So we are going to stop reaching for the thermometer. We are going to let the room be exactly as warm as it is, and let the body do the small, ancient thing it already knows how to do, without our help getting in the way. And one quiet thing, said once softly, and then set aside. If you are caring for someone tonight who is elderly, or who is unwell, or very young, or if the heat where you are is not just uncomfortable, but truly extreme, then please check on them, and please do not hesitate to get help if you need it, because heat stroke is a real emergency, and it is worth taking seriously. All of this, everything in this voice tonight, is a calming companion for sleep, and some general, gentle advice about cooling down. It is not medical advice, and it is not a substitute for a doctor or for help when help is needed. That is the whole of it. I will not say it again, and there is nothing alarming in it, only worth saying once plainly so that it is said. And now we can let that go too. Because from here on, there is nothing to do, nothing to remember, nothing to try, nothing to get right. The practical part is over. You can let all of those small facts drift off like the last of the daytime heat rising off a road, up and away into the dark, gone. You do not need them anymore. What is left is only this: the slow, cool drift and a voice to carry you down it, and the quiet permission to follow no further than you like before you fall asleep, which is, after all, the only place we are going. So let your eyes stay closed, and let me take some of the weight of staying awake off of you. You do not have to picture anything perfectly. You do not have to see it the way I say it. Wherever your mind wants to soften the edges, let it. This is not a place you have to build. It is only a direction you are allowed to lean. And the direction is down, down and cool and quiet. Let me take you to water. Somewhere far from this warm room, far from the still air and the warm pillow, there is a river running through the dark, a cold river. It comes down out of high country, off the snow that never quite melts up there, and it has been falling and gathering and running downhill through the whole of the night, and it is cold the way only mountain water is cold, a clean, deep, mineral cold that has nothing unkind in it. You are standing at the edge of it now, not in it. Just at the edge, on the bank, in the dark, with the sound of it moving in front of you. And the first thing is the air. The air here is different from the air you have been breathing. It comes off the surface of the moving water, and it is cool against your face. The first genuinely cool air you have felt in what seems like a long time, and you can feel it on your cheeks, on your forehead, at your temples, drawing the heat gently out of your skin. Breathe it in. It smells of cold stone and wet moss and something green and far upstream. It moves in through you, and it is cool all the way down, cool in your chest, and when you let it go it leaves you a little lighter, a little cooler than before. The river makes its own weather, and standing beside it you are inside that weather now, a pocket of cold air that follows the water wherever it goes, and you are standing in it, and it is moving softly across every warm part of you and taking the warmth away. There is moonlight on the water, not bright, only enough to see by, only enough to catch the pale seams where the current folds over the stones and to lay a faint silver skin over the darker, deeper glide in the middle. The river is not loud. It is not a rushing, roaring thing. It is a low, steady, endless sound, the sound of water going over smooth rock, a sound with no beginning and no end that you could find. It was making this exact sound before you arrived, and it will make it long after, and there is a great rest in that, in a sound that asks nothing of you and simply continues, the way your own breath continues without you having to attend to it. And the stones at the edge, under your feet, are cool, smooth river stones, rounded by all that water over all that time, and cold from the cold water that has been running over them all night. You can feel that coolness rising up through the soles of your feet, a clean, solid, mineral cold coming up out of the ground itself, up through your heels and your ankles, and it feels like relief. It feels like the exact opposite of a warm pillow. Solid cold stone beneath you, and cool moving air around you, and the low, endless sound of the current in front of you in the dark. And you crouch down at the water's edge slowly, and you let one hand go down toward the river, and just before you touch it, you can already feel the cold coming up off the surface to meet your fingers. And then your hand slips into the moving water, and the cold of it closes around your fingers, around your wrist, that pulse point, the inside of your wrist, right where the blood runs close, and the river takes the warmth out of it in an instant, carries it away downstream, and gives you back nothing but clean cold. You can hold your hand there in the current and feel the water pulling gently past your fingers, endless, patient, cold, each new cold moment of it replacing the last. And you can leave it there as long as you like. There is nowhere else to be. Nothing is waiting. The river will keep its promise to stay cold, and your hand can rest in it, weightless in the slow pull of the current until you are ready to lift it out. And when you do, slowly, with no hurry at all, the cool water runs back off your fingers and down your palm, and the night air moves over your wet skin, and there is a second coolness there, a lighter one, as the last of the water lifts away and leaves your hand cooler than the river even was. The way a body cools as it dries, the smallest breath of cold where the wet skin meets the moving air. And you straighten up unhurried, and you find that the cold of the water has gone somewhere into you now. It has traveled up from your hand and settled somewhere in the middle of you, a small cool weight, patient and mild, and it is spreading outward from there very slowly, the way cold spreads through still water, without effort, without any push behind it, only following its own quiet law, reaching down the length of your arms, easing along your shoulders, loosening the warm places one by one. Let the river soften behind you now. You do not have to leave it, nothing is being taken away, only the sound of it can begin to thin, to fall back, growing fainter and lower until it is less a sound than a memory of a sound, the far idea of moving water somewhere below you in the dark. And in its place, all around you, comes a great and gathering quiet. A different kind of cold is arriving. Not the wet cold of the stream, but a dry cold, a still cold, the cold of high open air with nothing moving in it at all. Because the land has been rising under you without your noticing, the way things change in the space between one breath and the next, and now you are standing on snow. Snow under a wide and moonlit sky, a long smooth field of it, pale and blue-shadowed, stretching gently away from you on every side to where it meets the dark edge of far-off hills. And the first thing, again, is the air, but this air is not the river's air. This air is thin and clean and so cold and so still that it seems to have been resting here, untouched, for a very long time. It is the kind of cold that is completely without smell, the pure cold of high places, and when you draw it in, it goes down cool and sharp and clean, cooling the back of your throat, cooling the very top of each breath, and it seems to reach places inside you that the warm, heavy air of the room could never reach, a cold that cleans as it goes. And when you let that breath go, it leaves you in a slow, pale plume that hangs a moment in the moonlight and then drifts and thins and is gone. And it is quiet here in a way that is almost a thing you can feel against the skin. Snow does something to sound. It takes it in. It softens every edge of it, drinks up every echo, until the silence is not an empty silence but a full one, a deep and cushioned hush that seems to press very gently and very kindly against your ears from all directions at once. There is nothing to hear. There is nothing that needs to be heard. Even your own footsteps, when you take a slow step forward, come muffled and soft, a low, dry, faint compression of snow underfoot, and then the hush closes over it again at once and swallows it whole. Under your feet the snow is firm, not deep, not loose, a settled, older snow, packed smooth and even, cold and solid and dependable to stand on, and you can feel that its cold reaches up toward you through the soles, a dry, clean cold, very different from the mineral cold of the river stones, softer at its edges, quieter, but just as deep. And where your slow breath has been drifting down, a fine frost seems to have gathered on the surface near your feet, a scattering of tiny separate crystals that catch the moonlight and hold it, so that the whole field around you glitters very faintly, very softly, a low field of pale sparks lying still across the snow, each one a small point of cold light that does not flicker and does not move. You could lie down in it. You have that permission, if you want it, to sink slowly down into that firm, cool snow and let it hold the whole length of you the way it holds the field, evenly, without pressure, taking the warmth from your back and your shoulders and the backs of your legs, drawing it out slowly and giving back only the wide, clean cold of the high country and the deep cushioned silence and the pale glittering light, and the enormous dark starred sky above, holding still, but you do not have to. You can simply stand and breathe and be cool and let your eyes travel out across the long blue distances to where the snowfield meets the hills and the hills meet the dark, and feel how small and how safe and how wonderfully cold you are, a single quiet figure in all that quiet white, with nothing to do and nowhere to go and no warmth left in you that has not been gentled away. And your breath goes on making its slow pale plumes, in and out, each one cooler going down than the last one was, each one carrying a little more of the day's held heat up and away into the cold, clean air where it thins and vanishes and is lost. Let the field grow dim now, the way the eye lets go of a far thing in the dark. The pale, glittering snow can soften and fade at its edges, the hills can withdraw into the greater dark, and the wide sky can lower itself slowly and quietly around you until the openness closes to something nearer, something held, something with a roof of stone. Because down out of the snow and the wide cold night, down where it is even stiller, there is a low doorway in a bank of earth, and a few worn steps going down into the dark, and you are going down them now, slowly, one at a time, into the deep, steady cold of a place that the sun has never once reached. A cellar, an old stone cellar, dug down beneath an old house, down under the roots of the grass and the weather and the seasons, where the heat of no summer has ever come. And with every slow step down, the air grows cooler and more even and more still, until you are standing at the bottom on a floor of packed cold earth, and all around you is a cold that does not change. This is not the sharp cold of the snow or the running cold of the river. This is an ancient, level, unmoving cold, the settled cold of deep stone and deep earth, a cold that has been exactly this cold, day and night, winter and summer, for 100 years and more, and will go on being exactly this cold long after this night is over. There is a deep rest in a cold like that, a cold that never fought anything, a cold that simply is and has always been and asks nothing. You can put your palm flat against the wall. Rough old stone, laid up by hands a very long time ago, and it is cold under your hand with that same deep, even cold. A slow cold, a cold that has all the time in the world, that does not rush to meet you, but lets you rest your warmth against it, and then, without hurry, over long, slow seconds, takes that warmth quietly in. You can feel the fine grit of the stone and the cool damp between the stones, and here and there, the cold, soft nap of moss grown in the seams where a little water has wept down over the years and dried and wept again. And the air down here has a smell, a good smell, a clean mineral earth smell, the smell of cold stone and cold soil and old timber and the faint sweetness of the dark. An old, patient, restful smell, the smell of a place where nothing has happened in a long time and nothing is going to. And it is dark, truly dark and kindly dark, a soft, thick dark that rests against your closed eyes with no edges in it, and nothing for the eye to catch or follow, so that there is nothing to see and nothing to look for and no reason to keep the least part of you awake for the looking. Only the cold and the stillness and the deep even breath of the old cold earth going in and out of you as slow as the settling of the ground itself. Stay there as long as you like, with your hand on the cold stone in the cool, unmoving dark. There is no bottom to the rest in it, and when some part of you begins to drift on, as it will, let it drift. The cellar does not close behind you, it simply lets you go the way the snowfield let you go, the way the river let you go, each cold place passing you gently on to the next. None of them lost, all of them still there and still cold somewhere behind you in the dark. And where it passes you on to now is water again, but a wholly different water. Not moving water this time, still water. The vast, black, unmoving stillness of a deep mountain lake at night, and you are floating on the surface of it, held, weightless, looking up. The water beneath you is very cold and very deep. You can feel its coolness all along your back and the backs of your arms and your legs, holding you up without any effort of your own, a cool, broad hand under the whole length of you, easy and sure. And you can feel, or you can sense, how far down the cold goes beneath you, how the water grows colder and darker with every fathom it descends, the pale moonlight failing in it a little more with every arm's length down, until far below there is a cold so deep and so still and so lightless that it has never been disturbed at all. A great calm reservoir of cold lying quiet under you, holding you up on its wide, dark surface. And there is nothing frightening in that depth, only a great and restful coolness, an immense patient cold that has all night to lend you as much of itself as you can take. The surface is glass, not a ripple on it, not a breath of wind, the whole lake gone perfectly still under the night, so still that the stars are laid out across it as clearly as they are laid out across the sky, and you are floating in the middle of them, held between two fields of quiet stars, the real ones far above and their cool reflections far below, and the black smooth water so motionless that you cannot always tell which is which. And the only movement anywhere is the slow rise and fall of your own chest as you breathe, a small, soft, circular ripple spreading out from you across the glass, widening, thinning, fading back to stillness before it has gone very far, and then another with the next slow breath, and another, the lake taking each one and smoothing it away, patient, endless, calm. Cool water beneath, cold, clean air above, the far hush of high, still country all around, and the deep, dark cold going down and down beneath your back. And nothing to do here but float and breathe, and let the coolness of the deep water rise up into you as slowly and as evenly as it wants to, taking the last of the warmth from your shoulders, from the small of your back, from behind your knees, and giving you in exchange the wide, star-cold stillness of the mountain and the lake and the enormous quiet night. Let your breath slow here to match the stillness of the water. There is no need to breathe deeply, only softly, only slowly, in cool and quiet, and out slower still, and each time you let a breath go, let a little more of your own weight go with it, sinking not down into the cold water but down into rest, down into the deep even calm that the cold has been laying over you, place by place, cold place by cold place, all this long while. And the lake can grow still and dim now too, and hold its stars and let you drift on, because the cold is not in the lake. That is the quiet thing you are learning tonight, without trying to learn it. The cold was never only in the river, or the snow, or the old stone, or the deep still water. The cold is something you can carry now. You have gathered it a little from each place, the running cold and the clean high cold, and the ancient level cold and the deep star cold of the lake. And it is in you now, cool and settled and mild, spread all through you, and it goes where you go. You could not lose it now if you tried, and there is nothing left to try. So let the next place be dimmer still. Let it be barely a place at all, only a sense of cold air, somewhere high and open, only the faint far idea of snow beginning to fall, slow and sparse and silent out of a dark sky, single flakes drifting down through the cold with all the time in the world, turning slowly as they come, so slow that you could watch a single one the whole long way down, one flake, and then, after a while, another. Settling without a sound on the cold ground, on the cold dew, cool small touches of cold that melt to the faintest cool damp and are gone, and another, after a while. The sky letting them go one at a time into the enormous quiet, in no hurry, never in any hurry, the whole cold night ahead of it, and nothing at all that has to be done. And you do not have to watch them now. The snow can go on falling somewhere above you, unminded, the way rain goes on falling on the far side of a hill you have already walked down. It will keep its slow count without you. You have nothing to hold up, nothing to follow, nothing to keep. Let even the snow drift on out of your hands. It was only ever there to show you how slowly a thing can fall and still arrive, how gently, in no hurry at all. And you have that now, the slowness folded somewhere behind your breathing, and you can set the snow down and let it go on being snow far off without you. And here where you are, it is quieter even than snow, because a little below the falling and the field and the long white dark, a little further in than all of that, there is a hollow in the cold, a way down and in, out of the open. And you can let yourself be there now, if you like, in the doorway of it, where the ground gives over into a low mouth of blue. An ice cave, not a cave of stone this time, but a cave of ice, old ice, ice that has been pressed and folded and left alone for longer than there have been people to name it. And you can go in a little way, only a little, out of the last of the wind, and stand where the light changes. Because the light in here is blue, not a bright blue, a deep, slow, underwater blue, the blue that comes when snow has been packed and packed for 100 years, until all the small air is gone and only the color stays, the way the sea is blue not on its surface, but far down where the red of the light has been quietly taken away, one layer at a time. And that same blue is standing all around you now, in the walls, in the low curved roof, in the smooth, cold floor. A blue you could rest your eyes in and never come to the bottom of. Lay your hand flat against the wall of it if you want to. The ice is not rough. It has been polished from the inside by nothing but time and its own slow weight, and it is smoother than stone, smoother than glass, cool and even and faintly damp, where the warmth of your palm meets it and wakes the thinnest film of melt. A coolness that does not bite, only holds. The whole patient cold of the mountain gathered into a wall you could lean your cheek against. And if you lean there, the cold comes into your cheek and your jaw and the long muscle at the side of your neck, and those let go, one after another, the way the shoulders let go by the lake, the way the wrists let go in the running stream, place by place, the old lesson, the only lesson, cold, and then the letting go that always follows it. Deeper in, the blue goes darker, and there are shapes in the ice where the water moved once and then stopped and stayed, long slow curves, frozen mid-pour, a whole river's worth of motion held perfectly still, so still that you can see exactly how it would have flowed and know that it never will again, not for 100 years, not while you are here. The most patient stillness there is, a stillness that was once running water and has simply agreed for now to wait, and you can borrow that. You can let your own held motion, the small hum that is always somewhere under you, the readiness to move that a body keeps even lying down. You can let that pour slowly to a stop too, and hold its curve, and wait, blue and cool and unmoving, in no danger of ever being asked to move again tonight. There is a sound in the ice cave, but it is almost not a sound. Now and then, from somewhere far back in the blue, a single small tick, the tiniest settling, one crystal easing against another as the whole great mass of ice shifts a hair's width in its long sleep. A small cold click, and then a long, long quiet after it, longer than you would think a quiet could be, and another, minutes on, from another direction. The cave breathing once an hour, so slow that its breaths do not disturb the stillness but deepen it, the way a single far-off sound at night makes the whole silence around it wider. You do not have to wait for the next one. It will come or it will not. Either is perfectly cool, perfectly calm, perfectly all right. And the floor of the cave, where you might rest, is not cold in the hard way. It has a thin, dry skin of frost over the deep blue ice, soft as powder, soft as breath, and it takes the shape of you without complaint and holds you level, and the cold rises up out of it into your back and your legs slow and even, the way warmth rises from a stone in the sun but reversed, gentle and downward and dimming, drawing the last thread of the day's heat out of you and carrying it away into the blue where you will never have to think of it again. Stay as long as you like. Nothing in here is in a hurry. The ice has already waited 100 years to be this still and would happily wait 100 more for your one warm breath to cool. You cannot outstay it. You cannot tire it. You are the briefest, lightest, most passing thing in the whole blue hollow, and it holds you the way something very old and very calm holds something small, without effort, without end. And when the blue begins to go soft at its edges, as it will, you do not have to leave the cold. You only let one cold place ease into the next, the way you have all night, without a step, without a door. Because now there is a forest in the deep of a winter night, and it is very still, and it is very cold, and nothing in it will ask anything of you. The trees are old and dark and spaced wide, and every branch of every one of them is carrying snow, not falling snow now, only snow that has already fallen and settled and gone to sleep along the tops of the boughs, thick and soft and blue-white in the dark, curved and heavy and utterly at rest. And the cold here is a dry cold, a clean cold, the kind that has no damp in it at all, so that the air comes into you sharp and pure and tasteless, and does the body good, cooling the back of the throat, cooling the chest from the inside as it goes down, easing out again warmed and slow. And it is quiet the particular way a snowed forest is quiet, which is quieter than an empty room, quieter than a held breath, because the snow on the ground and the snow on the branches has taken every echo out of the air and folded it away, so that there is nothing to carry sound, and even your own small movements come to you muffled and close and soft, wrapped in wool. You could not make a loud sound here if you wanted to. The forest would take it gently and put it away before it had gone 3 trees deep. Underfoot, if you were to walk, the snow is that dry cold kind that gives a low soft creak and then falls silent, and you can leave a slow line of prints behind you, deep and blue-shadowed, and turn and see them there, the only marks in all that white, saying only this: something calm came this way once and was unhurried and moved on. But you do not have to walk. You can stand in the wide space between the great trees and simply be cold and clean and upright and still, breathing the sharp, clear air, watching your own breath go out from you in a slow, pale plume and thin and vanish into the dark, and go out again. A small, warm cloud given up softly into an enormous, cold calm and taken without a sound. And the moon is somewhere over this forest, unseen behind the black boughs, but you can tell it is there because the snow holds a faint light of its own, a low blue glow with no source you can point to, lying along the ground and the branches and the far aisles between the trees, enough to see the shapes by, not enough to wake anything, a light that does not shine so much as rest. A light the color of the ice cave and the deep lake and the far snowfield, the one cool color that all these cold places seem to share, as if underneath they were all the same place, the same great quiet, seen from a few different doorways. Somewhere far off in the forest, snow slides from a laden branch and falls, soft, a low muffled sound and then nothing, and the branch it left lifts a slow inch, relieved of its weight, and settles again. And you can feel when that happens, some small held weight in you lift and settle too, an inch lighter, an ounce cooler without your doing anything at all. The forest letting a little more go on your behalf, quietly, the way it lets go of its own snow in its own time without waking. And you are welcome here for as long as the night lasts, which is very long and getting no shorter. The winter forest keeps the longest nights there are, hours upon hours of dark and cold and stillness, with the dawn so far off it is not even a rumor yet, and there is nothing in all that dark that wishes you anything but rest. The trees have stood through 1,000 nights colder than this and thought nothing of them. They will stand through this one around you, patient and huge and calm, and ask nothing, and keep watch over nothing in particular, and let you be as small and still and cool and safe as the snow between their roots. Let your breathing go as slow now as the forest's own. There is no measuring it, only slow and slower, a long cool draw of the clean sharp air, and a long soft letting go of the pale warm cloud, and a wide still pause after, where nothing needs to happen, where you are simply cold and simply held and simply here between the great dark trees under the blue unshining snow. And then, when it comes, the next slow breath, unbidden, taking care of itself, the way it has all night, the way it will till morning without any help from you. And past the last trees, if you let the forest thin, the ground opens and falls away gently, and there is a shore. Not a warm shore, a cold northern shore in the last dark before any light, where a wide calm sea lies flat and grey and cool against the land and breathes very slowly in and out over smooth wet stones. And the air here has changed again. It has the sea in it now, cool and salt and clean and damp, a mild sea cold that settles on the skin like the lightest possible cloth and rests there and does not chill so much as soothe, laying its coolness along your arms and your throat and your brow, even and gentle, the way a cool cloth was laid there a long time ago at the very start of all this, before the river, before the snow. And a low mist lies over the water, resting on it, not moving, a soft grey coolness with no edges, so that you cannot tell where the flat sea ends and the mist begins, or where the mist ends and the dark sky takes over. It is all one soft cool grey, dim and boundless and calm, and it asks nothing of your eyes, gives them nothing to fix on, lets them rest half open on a softness that goes on and never sharpens into anything you would have to look at. And the sea breathes, that is all it does. It gathers itself very slowly out in the mist and comes in over the smooth stones with a long low hush, a cool sigh that runs up the shore and thins and stops and holds a moment, and then draws back slower still, a soft trickling murmur among the pebbles, cool water finding its way down and out between the stones, unhurried, complete, and a long quiet, and then far out the slow gather again and the long low hush coming in, over and over. Never the same and never different, a sound that keeps no time and asks you to keep none. And you can let your breath ride on that if it wants to without your arranging it, the long cool draw as the sea gathers and comes in, the long soft release as it slides back among the stones, in with the hush, out with the murmur, the whole cold patient sea breathing your breathing for you now, taking that small task too out of your hands, so that you do not even have to do the slow work of slowness anymore. The sea will do it, wave on wave, hush on hush, all the rest of the night. And all you have to do, the only thing left in the whole cool grey world for you to do, is lie here at the soft edge of it, and let each cool breath be given, and each cool breath be taken, and neither one be yours to manage. The stones under you are smooth and cool and rounded, worn by 100,000 slow tides into shapes that fit the body, and the wet of the last wave is on them, cool and thin, and it comes up into your back the way the frost floor did in the cave, the way the lake did, patient and level and dimming, drawing off the very last of any warmth that might still be hiding in you, somewhere small, somewhere deep, and finding almost none left to take. Because you are nearly all cool now, cool nearly all the way through, cool and grey and soft-edged as the mist, cool and slow and level as the sea. The mist may thin after a while or it may not. The dark may go the very faintest shade less dark far out where the sea meets the sky, or it may stay dark a long while yet. It does not matter which, and you do not have to check. There is no hour you have to be anywhere, no light you have to meet, nothing waiting on the far side of this that needs you rested and ready. There is only the cool grey shore, and the slow-breathing sea, and the mist that holds it all, and the stones that hold you, and the deep, even cold you carry now, gathered from every quiet place you have drifted through this long night, settled all through you and mild and yours. So let the sea keep breathing, let the mist keep resting on the flat, cool water, let the stones keep you cool and smooth and level. Let each slow wave come in with its long, low hush and go back with its soft, trickling murmur, and let the space between the waves grow wider and wider and dimmer and quieter, until you cannot quite tell the hush from the quiet or the quiet from the mist, or the mist from the cool, soft dark that is closing so gently over all of it now, and over you, and asking nothing, and taking nothing but the last small warmth, and giving in its place only cool, and only still, and only rest. And somewhere in that cool and that still, without your choosing it, the shore thins away too, the way everything has thinned away tonight, softly, at its own pace, none of it asked to leave and none of it made to stay. And there is only the drifting now, the slow drift that carries you from one cool place to the next the way the night moves the mist, without effort, without direction, without any far edge it is trying to reach. And the drift sets you down, so gently you do not feel it set you down, in a wood full of snow. An old wood, tall and dark and standing very still, the kind of wood that has stood through 100 winters and holds the cold of all of them in among its trees. The snow came days ago here and has long since stopped, and everything is deep and even and unmarked, laid down soft and thick over the roots and the fallen wood and the low stones, so that the whole floor of the forest is one smooth, pale, cool sweep of it, faintly blue in the dark, and the air above it does not move at all. There is no wind in the wood. There has been no wind for a long while. The snow sits on the branches the way it was set down, in long soft folds and low heaped ridges, unslid, unshaken, holding. And the great trees hold it patient, their dark trunks going straight up into the dark, and the cold comes down off them and off the snow and settles low where you are and rests on you like something laid over you with care. It is very quiet here. Snow makes a quiet nothing else makes. Every soft sound the world might make is caught in it and kept, the way the snow keeps the light, so that the whole wood is hushed down past the ordinary hush, down to a deep and cushioned stillness where even your own breathing goes soft and rounded and small. And you can feel that, if you like, the way a sound would fall into this snow and simply be received and held and never given back. You can feel the wood taking the last faint noise out of you, the way the sea took the last warmth, gently, and asking nothing for it. The cold of a snowwood is a clean cold and a dry one. It touches your face, and it is not damp like the shore was, not the wet cool of stone and mist. It is a fine, dry cold, keen and clear, the cold of air that has had all its warmth and all its weight lifted out of it and left pure. You breathe it, and it is thin and bright at the back of the nose, and it goes down cool and clean into you and comes back the faintest bit warmed, and each slow breath draws a little more of that fine, bright cold down into your chest and lets it spread there, easy and settle. In with the clean cold of the snowwood, out with a soft, small mist you cannot even see in the dark, in and out. And the wide, still wood breathing that slow breath with you, unhurried, in no more of a rush than the trees are, than the snow is, than the deep blue dark between the trunks. And the snow under you is deep and soft and cold, and it takes your shape the way the smooth stones did, but softer, deeper, closing up around you by the barest slow degree, cool all along your back and your arms and the backs of your legs, cool and endlessly patient, a whole forest floor of cold laid ready to hold you and drawing off, so slowly, so kindly, the very last mild warmth the sea had left you carrying. Not all at once, there is no hurry here. Just a little and a little, the way snow melts nothing and simply, quietly, takes the warmth of whatever lies in it into itself and gives back cool, so that you sink the smallest amount deeper and go the smallest shade cooler and grow the smallest degree stiller, with each long, soft breath the wood breathes for you now. You do not have to keep the wood. You do not have to hold a single tree of it in your mind. If it dims, let it dim. If a trunk goes soft and gray and slips off into the dark, let it slip. The cold does not need you to picture it to lay it over you. The stillness does not need you awake to hold you in it. Let the tall dark trees go where they will, one by one, blurring gently into the deep blue nothing between them, and let even the snow go soft at its edges, its smooth pale sweep dimming down toward the same gray the shore dim to, the same gray everything comes to in the end tonight. You keep only the cold of it, and the quiet of it, and the slow, deep breath of it, and those you do not have to keep at all, they keep you. And the drift, when it comes again, is even slower than before, and even softer, and it does not so much move you as let the wood dissolve and something else settle in its place, unhurried, the way one deep, cool thought gives way to the next in a mind that has stopped holding on. And what settles now is a smell of cold stone and cold earth, and a coolness that is older than any night. You are underneath something, not trapped, never that. There is nothing here to hold you, and nothing here you cannot drift up out of the moment the drift decides, only sheltered, only low and deep and covered, the way the cellar was, but deeper than the cellar and older. A long low chamber cut into the living rock, far down under a hill, where the cold has pooled and settled and lain unbothered since before anyone thought to cut the stair that leads to it. The kind of cold that has no season. Up above, whole summers have come and gone, whole heat waves have pressed down on the fields, and none of it has ever reached here, not by so much as a degree. This cold is kept. This cold is constant. This is the cold the earth holds all the way down, always, the deep, even mild cool of the ground itself, the same by day and by night, the same in every month, the one cool that the sun has never once found. And the stone all around you is that cool. The floor beneath you, the low curved roof somewhere above in the dark, the walls you cannot see, but can feel by the cool that comes evenly off them from every side, all of it the same deep steady coolness, dry and mineral and still. You could lay your palm flat against the rock if you liked and feel it, not the sharp cold of ice, not the wet cold of the shore, but a smooth, firm, ancient cool that does not flinch from your hand and does not warm to it either. A cool so deep and so certain that your small warmth simply vanishes into it and is gone, drunk down into 100 feet of cool stone that will never feel it, will never change, will hold its one even coolness long after this night and every night. And there is such rest in that, in touching something so much cooler and so much stiller and so much more patient than you could ever be, something that will keep on being cool without any effort at all, forever, whether you tend it or not. So you can stop tending. You can lay the whole warm effort of the day down here on the cool stone floor and leave it. The deep cool earth will hold it. The deep cool earth holds everything in the end, all the warmth of all the long hot days, and keeps its own even coolness through all of it, unhurried, unbothered, unchanged. And it will hold your last small warmth too, and give you cool for it, and ask nothing, and remember nothing, and let you go soft and cool and still down here in the oldest quiet there is, where no summer has ever come. The air does not move in the deep chamber. It rests, cool, and even the way water rests in a covered well. You breathe it slow, and it is cool and old and clean, faintly stone, faintly earth, faintly nothing at all, in with the cool of the deep still ground, out slow into the dark that swallows it without a sound, in, out, slower now than the wood, slower than the sea, each breath longer and lower and further from the last, with more cool, quiet stone between them. And you do not count them, and you do not keep them, and the deep earth breathes them for you, patient level, in no hurry that this or any night should end. And you sink, not down through the stone holds you, but down through yourself, the way you sink a little further into deep water every time you stop swimming, down past the last thin layer of the day that was still floating in you, down under it, into the cool, dim, still place beneath, where the light from up above comes green and faint and far, and then does not come at all. You have been going there all night, a little at a time, out of the hot, bright room and down into the cool, down off the warm pillow and into the mountain stream, down into the moonlit snow and the deep still lake and the long dark of the Arctic hush and the cold, clean cellar air, down onto the grey shore and into the breathing sea and under the snow of the old wood, and now down here, under the hill, into the oldest cool of all. Down and down, cooler at every step, softer at every step, One quiet, cold place giving onto the next, each one deeper and dimmer and stiller than the one before. A long, slow stair of cool going down and down into the dark of the night, and you have been walking down it in your sleep this whole while, and there is more of it below you yet, gentler still, dimmer still, and you do not have to see the bottom of it. There is no bottom you have to reach. There is only the next soft step down, and the cool coming up to meet it, and the dark growing kind and close. And it is all right to go down. Nothing waits for you up at the top. The hot room is up there, and the warm pillow, and the long bright day, and none of it needs you now, none of it is calling you back. You can let the whole warm world stay up at the top of the stair and grow small and far and unimportant. Its heat a rumor, its brightness a thing you barely remember, while you go on down into the cool where it cannot follow, further from it with every slow breath, deeper into the mild, dark cool that has been waiting for you at the foot of every quiet place tonight. The cool is all through you now. You can feel it the way you feel deep water hold you, not on the surface anymore, not just on the face and the wrists and the backs of the knees where it started, but through, all the way through, cool in the chest and cool in the belly and cool along the spine, cool in the long bones of the legs and the small bones of the hands, and even mild coolness settled into you as evenly as the coolness settled into the stone, as into the snow, as into the still black water of the lake. You are the same cool as the places you have drifted through. There is no line anymore between the cool of the deep chamber and the cool of you. The night poured itself into you, one quiet place at a time, and you took it, and now you hold it, gathered and level and mild and yours, and it holds you. And a body cooled through like this is a body that can sleep. You do not have to make it happen. It is already happening, has been happening, slow and sure, all this long night, the warmth easing off you into every cool place that offered to take it, the core of you drifting down and down, the heat of the day and the heat of the room falling away like something you have finally set down after carrying it far too long. And now it is nearly all set down, nearly all given over, and what is left is cool and quiet and heavy and still, and asks nothing further of you at all. So there is nothing left to do. There is nothing left to try. Every cool thing has been done, and every warm thing has been laid down, and the long descent has brought you all the way down to here, to this deep even cool, this old dark quiet, this soft heavy stillness with the whole cooled weight of you resting in it. And from here, there is only one way left to drift, and it is the easiest of all, and it needs nothing from you but to be allowed. Let it be allowed. The dark is very soft now, softer than the mist, softer than the deep chamber, a dark with no edges anywhere in it, no near and no far, no floor and no roof, only cool and only still and only kind, closing over the last of the images so gently that you cannot say when the wood went, or the shore or the stone, cannot say what you are resting in now or whether it has any name, and do not need to say and do not try. There is only the cool and the dark and the slow and the still. The breaths come further apart, longer, lower, more space between each one, more cool, quiet, dark, until the space is nearly all there is, and the breath just a small, soft, cool thing rising once in a great while out of the stillness and sinking back down into it. And you do not reach for the next one, and it comes anyway slow on its own, given, and you do not let it go, and it goes anyway soft on its own, taken, in somewhere far off, out somewhere further. And the dark keeping the rhythm now, the way the sea kept it, the way the wood kept it, the way the deep earth kept it, so that there is nothing at all left for you to hold. Cool. Still. Down where the summer never reaches, down where the light comes green and faint, and then not at all. Down under the old cool hill of the night, deep in the mild dark, held and cooled and quiet, and let go of. Let it stay dark. Let it stay cool. Let the slow breath rise once far off and sink. And the dark come a little closer and a little softer and hold. And there is no next thing, a nothing waiting, a nothing to keep. Only cool now, only dark now, only slow. Only the deep still cool of the ground that no heat has ever found, laid all through you, mild and even and yours. And the night going on, and the cool going on, and you cool and quiet and far down and held, drifting on and on in the soft dark, with nothing left to do but rest. And rest. And cool. And still. And the stillness holding you the way cool water holds a stone at the bottom of a slow river, without effort, without asking, only holding, only cool. And you can let it. There is a kind of cold that moves very slowly through the earth, far below any warm night, and it has been moving that slowly for longer than the summer has had a name. Water that fell as rain on some old hill a long time ago, sinking down through the stone, one patient inch at a time, cooling as it went, until it forgot the sky entirely and became only cool, only dark, only slow. And it is moving still, somewhere under everything, threading through the deep rock in the black, in no hurry, going nowhere it needs to be by any hour. And you can feel, if you let yourself, how far down that cool goes, how much of it there is, how it lies beneath the whole hot country like a thing kept safe, untouched by the day, untouched by the long warm evening, waiting under the fields and the roads and the sleeping houses in a dark that no heat has ever reached. And a little of it is yours now, threading up through you, the same slow cool, the same unhurried dark. Let it thread, let it move through you the way it moves through stone, slow and cool and needing nothing. Somewhere down there the water finds a hollow in the rock and gathers, and it becomes a still pool in the deep dark, a pool no eye has ever seen, its surface so smooth and so unmoving that it is hardly water at all, only a cool black glass laid flat in the belly of the hill. And the air above it is the oldest air there is, cool and damp and clean, air that has been resting in that chamber since before the warm nights began, air that has never once been hot. And every so often, out of the roof of the dark, a single drop of that slow cool water gathers and falls and touches the pool and makes one soft round sound that travels out across the stillness and fades, and then a long quiet, and then far off another, each one slower than a breath, each one cool, each one landing in the dark and going still, and you can let that be the only sound, one cool drop, and the long quiet after it, one cool drop, and the long quiet. Spacing itself out wider and wider, the way your own breath is spacing itself now, until the drops come so far apart that between them there is only the deep cool dark of the chamber, holding, patient, in no hurry to make the next small sound. And you in it, resting, cool, with all the slow, patient cold of the deep earth gathered soft around you and asking nothing at all. Cool and still. And the drop far off, landing, gone. Up nearer the surface, where the stone remembers there is a sky, the cold does a quieter thing still, a thing so small and so slow you would have to be very calm to notice it. On the underside of a wide flat rock, in the shade the sun never finds, the cool gathers as a thin damp, a breath of moisture drawn out of the air by the coolness of the stone, and it beads and holds and lies there through the whole hot day, keeping that one small patch of the world cool while the heat presses down on everything above it. Turn the stone over in your mind and lay your palm flat against that hidden underside. How cool it is, how it was cool all through the burning afternoon and no one knew, a cool kept in secret in the dark against the ground. And the earth is full of these, small hidden coolnesses tucked beneath every stone and every fallen log and every shaded ledge, a whole quiet country of cool places that the heat never learned about, going on right through the worst of the day. And you are lying in one of them now. You are the cool underside of the stone. The heat is somewhere above you, pressing on the top of the world, and it does not know you are here, down in the shade, against the ground, cool and hidden and let alone. Let it not know. Let it press on the far side of everything while you rest cool and unfound in the shade beneath. And the cold that gathers as damp on the underside of stone can, on a colder and quieter night than this, do something even softer. It can gather on a cold pane of glass and turn to frost and grow. Not fall the way snow falls, but grow slowly out of nothing, the cold drawing the faint moisture out of the still air and setting it down in threads, in feathers, in whole slow ferns of ice that spread across the glass through the deep of the night while no one watches. One delicate frond reaching out and branching again, each fine white line laid down grain by grain in the cold, so slowly that even if you sat and watched you could not catch it moving, only find, a little later, that it had grown. And by the coldest hour the whole pane is a garden of frost ferns, silver and still, feathered and fine, each one different, each one grown in silence out of the cold and the dark and the patient air. And none of it made a sound, none of it hurried. It only cooled and gathered and grew in the long quiet into something delicate and even and complete, and then held, unmelting, in the cool that made it, waiting for a warmth that on this night is very far away. Let the frost grow slow across the dark glass of you, feather by feather, in no hurry, silver and still. There is cold air, too, that behaves the way water behaves. It is heavier than warm air, and it sinks, and it pools, and it settles into the low places of the land and lies there. On a still clear night, long after the sun is gone, the cool air slides quietly down off the high ground, off the hills and the long slopes, moving without a sound the way a slow tide moves, and it gathers in the valleys and the hollows and the low soft meadows, pooling there, deepest at the very bottom, so that the lowest hollow in all the countryside becomes a still lake of cool air lying invisible under the stars. And anything resting at the bottom of it lies in the coolest air the whole night has, the cool that everything else has shed and let run downhill and settle here, in the low place, in the dark. And you are low now. You have been sinking all this while, slow and soft, down through the layers of the descent, and you have come to rest at the very bottom of things, in the lowest and stillest hollow there is, where all the cool air of the whole night has quietly gathered and lies deepest. The cool pooled around you and over you, invisible and mild, and even filling the low dark place to its brim with a coolness that ran down off every high warm thing and came here to be still. And you at the bottom of it, lowest of all, in the deepest of the cool, held in the settled dark like the last stone at the foot of a slow clear pool. Nothing sinks lower than this. There is no further down to go. You have arrived at the still floor of the night where the cool comes to rest, and it has closed over you and it holds. Rest on the floor of the cool. Let the whole night's coolness lie pooled above you and around you, mild and heavy and even. You do not have to hold it, it holds you. Long ago, before there were machines to make the cold, people learned to keep a little of the winter through the whole hot summer, and the way they did it was patient and quiet and kind. When the ponds froze in the deep of the year, they would cut the ice in great pale blocks and carry them, slow on sledges, into a deep house dug half into the ground, a thick-walled place in the shade of the north side of a hill, and they would pack the blocks close and lay clean dry straw between them and over them, thick and soft, and close the heavy door on the dark. And there, in the buried cool, wrapped in straw out of the sun, the winter would keep. Month by month through the warming spring, through the first hot days, through the long high summer, the ice would hold, giving up its cold so slowly, so grudgingly, into the straw and the thick walls and the shaded earth, that even in the very heart of the hottest season there was still, down in that dark buried room, a block of true winter left, cool and pale and beaded with damp, breathing its old cold quietly out into the straw. A piece of January kept alive in the middle of July, in the dark, under the hill, waiting. Let there be a little of that in you, a block of the deep winter, packed in soft straw, kept in the buried dark against the north side of the hill, giving up its cool so slowly, so evenly, that no heat in all the long summer could ever use it up. A saved cold, a kept cold, breathing quietly out through the straw and through the dark and up into the resting weight of you. And the heat of the night pressing on the far side of the thick walls and never once getting in. The straw so soft, the dark so cool, the old winter keeping and in no danger of running out. And the ice in the dark room, if you go very close in the mind, is doing a slow soft thing at its surface. It is beaded all over with fine cold drops, and now and then a drop grows heavy and slides down the pale face of the block, slow, leaving a cool bright track, and gathers at the foot in the straw and soaks away into the cold earth floor. And the block grows a little smaller over the months, so patiently that no single hour could show it, giving itself back to the cool ground one slow drop at a time. And there is no loss in it, and no hurry, only the winter melting so gently into the summer dark that it is almost not melting at all, only cooling everything around it, on and on, into the deep of the season. One cold drop, sliding slow down the pale winter face, into the straw, and the long cool quiet after. You are held now the way that room is held, thick-walled, buried, shaded, packed soft, keeping a cold that the summer cannot reach. And the night is doing on the outside of you only what it has always done, pressing warm and heavy against the walls of the world, wanting in and not getting in, because the cool is kept too deep and too well in the dark, under the hill in the straw, and you can let it press. You can let the whole hot night lean its whole warm weight against the far side of everything, and stay where you are, buried and cool and unbothered, keeping your winter, giving it up so slowly that it will outlast the dark. Let the night press, let it lean and lean against the thick cool walls, and rest deep inside where it cannot come. The cold has so many quiet ways, and every one of them is slow. The way high up, cold gathers on the underside of a still grey cloud and comes down not as rain but as something softer, something that takes the whole of a long night to fall, drifting rather than dropping, each flake so light it hardly falls at all, only lowers itself through the dark, turning unhurried, and settles without a sound onto whatever waits below, and lies there and does not melt, because the whole world beneath it has gone cool enough at last to keep it. And by the deep of the night, the settling has laid down a soft cool weight over everything, an even pale blanket that rounds off every hard edge and hushes every sound, and holds the cold gently down against the sleeping ground. Let it settle over you like that, not falling, settling, each cool soft weight lowering itself onto you through the dark, one after another, without a sound, until there is a mild pale coolness laid evenly over the whole length of you, rounding off your edges, hushing you, holding you cool and soft against the still dark ground. And it goes on settling, and the weight of it is kind, and the cool of it is even, and the hush of it is complete. Under snow, they say, it is quiet in a way that nothing else is quiet, because the soft, cool weight of it drinks up every sound and gives none back, so that a whole white field in the deep of a cold night holds a silence so full and so soft you could rest your whole tired mind down into it, and it would take the weight without a ripple. A silence that is not empty but full of cool and full of dark, and full of the small settling of the cold. A silence you could sink into the way you sink into deep water, going down through layer after soft layer of it, each one quieter than the last, each one cooler, until you come to rest in a stillness so complete that even the idea of sound has drifted away and left only the cool, and the dark, and the settling, and the deep soft held quiet of the cold. Sink into the quiet the way the snow sinks into the field, layer under cool layer, each one softer, each one stiller, down into the full deep silence of the cold that takes your whole weight and holds it and gives nothing back but cool. And the flakes still lowering far up out of the grey dark, slow, turning, in no hurry to arrive. And you no longer needing to follow them down. The breath is very far apart now, very low, a small cool rising once out of the deep quiet, and a longer sinking back, and between them a stillness so wide and so soft that the breath seems to come from somewhere far below you, from the cool floor of the night itself, and go back down into it, without your doing, without your asking, given and taken by the dark, the way the slow drop is given by the stone, and the flake is given by the cloud. And you have nothing left to do with any of it, but let it happen in the cool, and rest under the settling quiet, and be held on the deep still floor where all the coolness of the night has come to lie. Cool, still, buried soft in the kept winter, low in the pooled cool, under the settling snow, beside the slow black pool in the belly of the hill where the one drop falls, far off, and the long quiet closes over the sound. Let it stay cool. Let it stay dark. Let the slow breath rise once far off and sink, and the quiet come a little fuller, and the cool a little deeper, and hold. And nothing arriving, and nothing owed, and nothing to keep hold of anywhere in all the soft cool dark. Only the kept cold now, only the settling quiet now, only the slow. Only the deep even winter laid all through you, in the dark, under the hill, in the straw, where no heat has ever come and none is coming, mild and yours and kept. And the night going on above the thick cool walls, and the cool going on below them, and you, buried soft and quiet and far down and held, drifting on, in the full deep hush of the snow, with nothing left to do but rest. And rest. And cool. And still. And cool and still, and there is nowhere the cold needs to carry you now, nowhere further down to go, and yet it goes on lowering you all the same, so gently you cannot feel the moving of it, only the slow arriving of each new depth, each one a little cooler than the last, each one a little softer, the way the water of a deep lake keeps on cooling long after you have stopped believing it could cool any more. And it does, and you sink, and the light that was left far above you thins to nothing, and the cold closes over the last of it without a sound, and you are held now in a dark so even and so kind that it asks you for nothing at all, not even to notice it, and you may let the noticing go too, and simply be there, low in the cool, resting on the soft floor of the night, where the heat has never once reached, and never once will. And the room is still up there somewhere, far behind you and far above you, holding its long day's warmth in its walls. And it can hold it, you have no more quarrel with it now. Let it keep its heat in its walls the way a stone keeps the sun, up there in the light, while you lie down here in the cool it can never follow you into, and let it be warm without you, far away, small, forgotten, no longer yours to fight. You have gone somewhere it cannot come. You have gone down into the cold, and the cold has taken you in, and there is nothing left of the hot night now but the memory of it thinning at your back like breath on a cold window, fading, fading, gone. Only the cool now, only the deep still cool. And the breath still rising once from somewhere very far below, a small cool lifting, and the long sink back down slower each time, lower each time, as though the breath itself is settling deeper into the cold with every turn, finding a little more room, a little more dark, a little more of the soft, even quiet to lie down in, and you need not count it, or follow it, or hold it, or help it. It rises without you and it falls without you, given by the night and taken by the night, the way the one drop is given by the stone far off in the belly of the hill, and the long quiet closes over the sound of it, and no one waits for the next, and the next comes anyway, in its own slow time, out of the dark, unhurried, unasked. Let it come unasked, let it all come unasked now. And far up, so far up you can barely hold the thought of it, the snow is still lowering out of the grey, turning as it comes, in no hurry at all, each flake taking the whole long night to fall. And you do not have to meet them anymore. You do not have to reach up toward them, or wait for them, or watch for their landing. They will find the field without you. They will lay themselves down, cool on cool, soft on soft, one over another, all through the dark, and thicken the quiet and deepen the cold. And none of it needs anything from you now but to be let happen far above, while you rest far below under the weight of all that softness kept. And the cellar dark holds around you, thick-walled and old and cool, the cool of 100 winters laid up in the stone, the cool that was here before you and will be hereafter. And it does not know your name, and it does not need to, and it holds you all the same, evenly, without effort, the way the deep earth holds everything laid down into it, without asking who, without asking why, only cool, only still, only the long-kept dark going down and down past where any warmth has ever been. Rest there is nothing under you but more of the cool. There is nothing over you but the soft, slow settling of the snow. There is nothing owed anywhere in all the wide dark night, and nothing coming, and nothing to keep, and nothing to do but stay low in the cold, and let it hold you the way it holds the still black water and the buried stone, and the last of the winter that never melts. And the breath goes further apart now, further, a small cool rising once far off, and a long, long sinking back, and a stillness after it so wide that the next breath seems in no hurry to be born, and is not missed, and comes when it comes, low and cool and slow, from the deep floor of the dark, given without your asking. Let the sentences go now, let them thin. Cool and dark and still. The snow lowering, far up, slow, turning in no hurry to arrive. The one drop falling, far off, in the belly of the hill, and the quiet closing over it. The cool going down past where the light was, layer under soft cool layer, each one stiller, each one deeper. And you, low in it, held. Buried soft in the kept winter, low in the pooled cool, under the settling snow. Nothing arriving, nothing owed, nothing to keep hold of anywhere. Only the cool now. Only the dark now. Only the slow. The breath very far apart, very low. A small cool lifting once out of the deepy and the long sink back, and the quiet a little fuller, and the cool a little deeper. And hold. And nothing coming. And nothing to do. Let it stay cool, let it stay dark. Down into the full soft silence of the snow. Layer under cool layers. Each one softer. Each one stiller. The cold holding your whole weight and giving nothing back but cool. The snow still lowering far up out of the grey dark, slow turning. And you no longer needing to follow it down. Cool, still, far down, held. The breath once from somewhere far below, rising so small, so slow. And sinking. And the dark coming a little fuller over it. And the cool a little deeper under it. And nothing left to keep. Nothing left to do. Only the kept cold now. Only the settling quiet now. Only the slow soft dark laid all through you and around you and under you, cool and even and kept. Rest. Cool. Still. The snow far up, lowering. The drop far off, falling. The quiet closing over. Cool. Dark. Down. Then let it stay. Cool. Still. Gone soft into the snow. Then rest. Then rest. Cool. Still. The slow breath far below, rising once, then sinking, and the cold closing gently over the sound of it. Cool, dark, still, rest, let it go. Cool, still, gone. I'll stop here. Wait, that trailing run of bare ellipses overran into empty pacing with no words, which isn't what the script should be. Let me give you the actual close instead of a wall of dots. Here is the corrected ending to that final stretch, replacing everything from the last spoken image onward. Cool, still, far down, held, the snow lowering, far up slow, turning in no hurry to arrive. And you, no longer needing to follow it down. The breath once, from somewhere far below, rising so slow, then sinking, and the cold closing gently over the sound of it. A cool, dark rest. Let it go. Gone soft into the snow. Then rest. Still.